Is everybody in? Is everybody in? The show is about to begin. Keep showing up.
Wake up! Is every number where it was? Has this dream stopped?
Hope you find some kind of peace of mind. And hope you find some kind of peace of mind.
Was true. In my love, in my
Hope you find some kind of peace
Alrighty.
of mind.
What's going on, everybody? How you doing this evening? It's your host, Matty B with Epis Radio. Thank you for joining us for Mental Mondays with Epis, episode 8. Little bit of a late start here, past 4 minutes. We're going to get the show on the road. I got to fix one little thing at the moment because, of course, you know, pro streamer. And right as the show starts, we got some issues. And I do have my co-hosts, W. Dubois and Chris Rhodes here. They are with me. They're not on the screen at the moment. So, guys, say hello.
How we doing, everybody? How we doing?
Hey,
All right.
happy Mental Monday, guys.
Happy Mental Health Monday, indeed. Let me just, of course, me being mental. There we go. All right. What's going on? Pro streamer stuff right there. All right. But thank you for joining us tonight. It feels like it's been forever, but it hasn't really. It's only been 2 weeks since we did a Mental Mondays. It's been a while since all three of us have been together. So I think we're going 3 weeks now. But it's nice to be back. We need to break down the previous mental health video of the week. We're going to break down this week's mental health video of the week that I released earlier today. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to get right into it. A topic of today's episode as well is the impact that music has had on our lives. And we're going to share a song or two that, you know, had some sort of impact on our lives in any which way. And we're going to break it down, talk about it, discuss it, and yeah, that's it. So before we do anything, let's go right into it, because again, I don't want to keep you guys waiting, and we got to pull up last week's on Memorial Day, actually. That's why we didn't do a show last week. And you know, because I was hosting, hanging out with good old Chris over here doing our thing. So, you know.
Man, can you believe it? What a
There you
beautiful
go.
day. Really can't ask for a much better day than this.
Yeah, it's weather like this that really puts you in a good mood, too. I know you really could have used that, too, with the week you had, but...
Yeah, man, it's been a rough couple of days, but you know, I'm glad you're here. I appreciate you. I love you. You know, it's always a treat having you around.
Of course, brother. It's strong friendships that always help you get through, you know?
It's a beautiful day, Pop. Even though you drive me crazy sometimes, I still love you.
Yeah, well, that's how you know I'm your real friend. Keep showing up.
Man, can you believe it?
I'll play it one more time for you
Beautiful
guys.
Really can't ask for a much better day than this.
Yeah, it's weather like this that really puts you in a good mood, too. I know you really could have used that, too, with the week you had, but...
Yeah, man, it's been a rough couple of days, but you know, I'm glad you're here. I appreciate you. I love you. You know, it's always a treat having you around.
course, brother. It's strong friendships that always help you get through, you know?
Strong friendships, brother.
Ah, it's a beautiful thing, Pop. Even though you drive me crazy sometimes, I still love you.
Yeah,
I usually hang it up in my basement.
keep showing up.
Keep showing up, baby. All right, there's Memorial Day's Mental Health Monday. All right, do we want to? Any thoughts on that, guys? Before we move on to the next one. That's interesting you say that, Dub. We actually, I was having a conversation at work today with two of my coworkers, and one was talking about how she's kind of like cutting off some friends, you know, making her circle smaller because, you know, of not the reciprocated love. She doesn't feel that, you know, no, not at all. From like a lot, you know, from people that she considers, you know, really good friends. You know what I mean? No. Right. You know, whatsoever. And hasn't for quite some time. So, you know, it seemed justified in her thought process behind it. You know, I hate to, you know, for sure. Right. You know, I just found it interesting that you bring it up there. Oh, man. Gino, damn. Gino, thank you. Again, pro streamer stuff. Apparently, I had you guys muted there.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Gino. Oh, my God.
God, what do we do without him?
I know, right?
But
My apologies, everybody. Pro streamer stuff tonight. It's just a rough start. Jesus. Oh, man. Thank you for joining us on YouTube, everybody, as well. Somebody let us know in the chat. Can't hear W. Dawn Rhodes coming from YouTube. Appreciate you. We're all good now. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, we're in there.
Yeah, we're good now. We're good.
Thank you,
W, you know, we were talking about friendship and reciprocated love. Obviously, you heard my part of the story, Dub. You want to kind of retract a little bit for the viewers?
We were talking about your coworker, and I was like, yeah, man, this is what she said to you. We've all felt it. We've all heard it. We've all said it one time or another. You know, friendship is tricky, man. It's all about giving and taking. As black and white and blunt as it sounds, it is. And receiving and, you know, and giving, but it doesn't have to be physical. Most of the time it's from here. It's from the heart. It's emotion, you know, because I don't need no money to make you laugh.
No.
You know,
No.
just make you feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and that means that goes a long way, you know, and at the same time, man, we just have to know how to be friends, but we have to know how to care about ourselves first, or we can really take care of people. I always say that. You got to.
It depends. It depends, though. You know, I mean, like, you know, some people give out a lot of love. They kind of expect it in return. You know what I'm saying? And I think
if you do too much, you're doing too much. You have to do too much.
I don't really agree with the idea of doing too much, but just understand that, you know, it's not always going to be reciprocated, or that, you know, more often than not, you know, people are not going to match that type of energy, and that's okay. I'm a very giving, loving person.
Absolutely.
You know, I feel very similar to her in that sense, where I don't feel I gotta get, you know, reciprocated often, but, you know, that's fine. It used to bother me. It doesn't bother me as much anymore, you know, but we're human. It gets to us, you know,
everybody's
it's hard.
not made up the same way, so they won't even realize what someone is taking out of themselves to contribute to whatever you have going on, or their time, or their whatever, their effort.
Yeah.
And like I said, and if you're a giving person, a very giving person, like I think I am, when you're like that, you're gonna expect people to do as much as you have. If you're a very giving, you know, it's like I said to myself, because I've been through that, like your coworker, like, and I say, you know what? At the end of the day, we always control half of everything going on, our half.
Right.
Yeah.
And
you can't be upset if you don't get back the response.
We're not supposed to give to receive anyway.
Exactly.
You
Still be yourself. Don't let that change your approach.
Right.
Some people are like, you know, I'm not gonna make new friendships, and that's crazy, man. You can't deny yourself for that stuff.
No.
You know?
Or I'm not gonna be good to people no more. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
This is who you are. Bullshit. It's bullshit. I've said I'm not gonna.
Yeah, don't let anybody's reactions change who you are or get you upset, man. Because you can't expect things from people, you know, and then you're yourself and they're them. So you can't let
everything we get from most of the time, 9 times, it's gravy, it's icing. You know, this cake is still there, bro. They put the cherry on icing on top, beautiful. But expecting like people fall apart or people go awful ways. Then now they're all remembering. I did this, I did that. I don't even remember what I did. I didn't. I don't remember. I'm not trying to. So I did this for Chris in 2012. I gave him this money. When
Yeah,
shit
but
was
some people
real.
are like that. Some people are like that. It's really
Just hold
freaking
it over your
shitty.
head.
Yeah.
It's not helping.
No,
Hold
absolutely
things
not.
over your head, like, oh, I did that for you 2 years ago. I'm like,
No, right.
I don't do favors for people expecting.
Right.
Do it out of I don't want anything back. That's not a favor to me. I had to tell people literally, like, bro, that's not a favor to me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask
I
you
don't
some
want
shit
anything
later
back.
though. We're friends. We barter. I need something from you, but I know I can ask because I got him. Yeah, favor for a favor, but
Right.
it's not
right.
why, man. You're not holding the door for the thank you at the
Yeah,
7
I'm doing things for people out of the kindness of my heart because I care about it.
So, but no, I definitely feel her though. She's doing the right thing. You have to, you have to evaluate and reevaluate everything. Always reevaluate circles, friends, everything, the way you're moving. And it's funny, Maddie, because we're talking about the music today, and with the music. For music for me, it puts me in the right track where I want it, or it reminds me, especially certain songs. Oh yeah, this is who I am. The certain songs resonate that way.
Yeah.
So, and we just, like I said, like Chris was saying, this is, everything starts from here, it comes out. So just waiting for the environment to adjust for you and people and friends and everything else being part of the environment. You waiting for your environment just for you, you're going to turn the bones faster.
Yeah, that's true.
Than everyone else.
Absolutely.
Man.
All right, let's get on to the second this week's mental health video of the week, and then we'll jump right into that. Since you bring it up about the whole music and the impact it has, so let's break that down. Let me just cue this up for you guys. So if you haven't already checked it out, go over to my personal Instagram page or the Epis Radio Instagram page, YouTube, Facebook, soon to be TikTok. We'll get it on there soon. I should have done this week's. Maybe I'll put this one up. This might be the first one that I put up there. So let me cue that up for you guys right here.
Need a drum roll, Maddie.
Shh, too late. You live and die with each passing day. What person are you going to choose to be today? Whether it be happy or sad, productive or unproductive, whatever it is, make sure you show up for it. Stay true to yourself. And that's all that matters. Just keep showing up. One more time, if you didn't catch that the first time. You live and die with each passing day. What person are you going to choose to be today? Whether it be happy or sad, productive or unproductive, whatever it is, make sure you show up for it. Stay true to yourself.
I like it.
And that's all that matters. Thank you.
Music, the damn ice fast, the orange hat,
Just keep showing up.
the vibe.
Yeah.
Just right to it, bro. Whatever it is, man. Whatever it is.
It's a natural.
Oh, man. Oh, they're gassing me up over here.
You know who else is gonna do it?
Hey, man. Friendships, man. Friendships.
I do. I decided to go with, our mental health intro song because I think I might do that for every video now. I don't know.
Yeah,
I just love that song so much.
It might be it.
And it gets me in the mood. Just every time I hear it. Chris mentioned that last week. It was, I don't know. It just feels good. It's a feel good song.
That's the idea where the idea of the show came from.
Not really. It's just the show. That came long before the song, but I actually discovered the song at some point, and I just realized that was it. It just fit too well. But in regards to the video that I dropped, one of those, the first line that I say was what inspired the whole video for this week was that we live and die with each passing day. I had heard that on some other video that I was watching a while back, and that resonated with me. Because it's true. We really truly do live and die in each day. It's for one, it's the old saying of, put no faith in tomorrow, right? There's no guarantee that we even wake up. And, living and dying, you could really choose, man. You can really choose each day on how you want to live it, how you want to approach life. How, whether it be, happy or sad, like I say in the video, or, depressed or motivated, whatever it is. It's a mindset a lot of the times. I know it doesn't always seem like that. There's other external factors, playing a heavy influence on how you feel. But at the end of the day, it truly can be a mindset. Your mind, it's mind over matter. Your mind is far more powerful than you'll ever give credit for. And you may not even see the fully untapped potential that you have, mentally.
We could never reach it. Our minds are so
Right.
complicated and incredible. The human brain, like Chris was saying in the first time when he came around and he was telling his story. and he was talking about manifestation.
Dub, I'm sorry, gotta interrupt you. Zero coming in with the raid from Twitch, 7 viewers. What's going on,
right.
everybody? Thank you for joining us. It's Matty B, the host. Got my co-host here, W. Dubois, Chris Rhodes. We're talking a little mental health tonight. We're talking how music has impacted our lives. All right, Task, what's going on? What's going on, bro? How are you? Zero, hope you had a good day, bro. I was trying to hit you up, but I saw that you were streaming earlier, and I was like, this guy was streaming for like, 4 or 5 hours? My God. But hope you have a great day, bro. Thank you guys for stopping by. You guys just missed it. We just played this week's mental health video of the week. We will be recapping that video towards the end of the show. We're going for about an hour tonight, so we got about 40 minutes left to go. So please stick around if you like. If you haven't already done so, please hit the follow button. We like to talk a little mental health here every week, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. I did cut off Dub a little bit. Some of my numbers came in. What are you talking about, Zero?
Numbers.
I guess Zero just sent me something in the Discord. Dub, but continue with what you're saying, bro. Sorry to cut you off there.
No, I got it, yo. Pothead still remembers.
Yeah.
So so when Chris was talking about, thank you. So when Chris was talking about a couple of weeks ago on that show, that big show, when he debuted, manifestation. He's talking about manifesting stuff, and he's talking about, I don't want to just keep saying I'm this, I'm that. And it's the same way, like the other, you were just saying, Maddie, you were like, there's things that go on in the world that affects how we live, and you live life every day. And when you said that, I was thinking about all the negative energy that comes from the media and the people, and there's a lot of fake stuff and misdirection. But on the flip side, there's a lot of positive stuff that's just more hidden and more you have to, and we have to remind ourselves like that. So staying with the positive, staying with that manifesting positivity rather, instead of, so when you talk about, like you're saying, the music, you can go look for a certain go-to song, right? And that'll go for, it's healing even, from a lot of stuff that does the opposite that's around us.
You got to stay mindful too, man. It's crazy, like myself included. Like your thoughts create your reality. You want to make it a productive day, but how quickly we could slip out of that and go right back into negativity. You know what I mean? You let the day get to us and all that stuff.
You got to check yourself, man, because you'll leave one setting and go to another. And you're bringing that energy with you. The people don't even know what happened over there. Now you're going over here with it, you're just carrying it around, and ultimately it's just your problem. It's your problem or mine. It ain't nobody else's. Nobody cares. Yeah. Oh, you having a bad day,
work, man. But the reward is great. The reward is great, bro.
That's why I like the keep showing up slow. Even Maddie at the end, just keep showing up. Just whatever you do, bro, because that could remind you. No, seriously, you're manifesting it.
Yeah.
That's
been the whole mantra for me, and that's why I started it, because
That's what I be saying, like, it's real. Like I say, I'm not talking about showing up to our damn program. We're not talking about showing up to work, but whatever.
It's just showing up for ourselves, really showing up for me.
That's really it.
That's really it. You know,
Yo, I
show
miss
up for
it.
yourself, man. No matter what.
You can't show up for others if you don't show up for yourself
No,
first.
no
Right.
doubt about it.
We talk about friendships and strong
Right.
friendships and all that. You're gonna be telling somebody, advice, and you're not even following your own advice. That's not cool. Man.
Having kids really made me understand that you really do, you want to prioritize your kids. Everybody, you always hear parents, they say, oh, my kids come first,
Right.
and I actually kind of disagree at times. I think
bringing
I think
your
you need to come first because
Because you
if
can't do nothing for them.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
like you need to
Just shout out.
prioritize yourself. You really need to focus on that. It's not like saying, oh, just blatantly disregard your kids and
No.
not show up for them and things like that. But
No.
it's just rewording and restructuring it. The understanding of like you really need to focus on you at the core of it, right? Because if you're not right, they feel it. They feel off that energy. They
can't
feel
do
off
nothing,
everything.
yeah. You can't do your
It's
best.
no, you can't at all. So you and again, it's by example, right? That's probably the best form of parenting and all is just setting that example, and actually showing it instead of talking and doing that, actually doing something about it.
Talk is cheap.
Sure, no doubt. It's
might have to
those
start
false
reaching out to mine.
promises. What happened? What'd you say?
I might have to start reaching out to mine, man. You're motivating me here.
Hey, that's all right. Dub, I
No,
actually
bro, that's what
have
we do.
I actually have your one of your songs queued up. Do you want to talk about that? It's the Tracy Chapman Fast Car song.
Oh, that song. I mean, that for me, like since I've been down here, riding to that, man, that's real melodic. Tracy Chapman, Fast Car, real melodic. It always puts me in peace at night. It's a go-to song of mine. I have so many, Maddie. So when you say, yo, give me 2 or 3 songs. So I just went, I got one more, but I picked
Yeah,
that
yeah.
one. It's just the Tracy song, just the lyrics. Because when you listen to the lyrics of the song, there's like, what she's asking for is not much, but it's probably something she ain't gonna get. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
But Fast Car, I don't know if I know you know the song, Chris, but when you probably listen, that
He
one
knows
is a
the
good
song,
one
yeah.
for me.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like it.
Chris has good
Yeah.
taste in music.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
I'll play that. I'm sure a lot of our viewers here, they know this song. If you don't already know this song, please check it out. It's actually it was resurrected in recent times because the country artist, I forget his name, that was that covered this song, and he kind of blew up,
He sampled it.
he sampled it, and then Tracy Chapman, she performed with him.
1991, maybe
She
Or
performed with
30s.
him at one of
Oh.
the Country Music Awards. What was it? I forget. I can't forget
Man.
his name. I don't think it wasn't
It's
Chris
not-
Stapleton. It was somebody else. But here it is. I'll play the beginning for you guys. I don't want to
Yes,
go
but-
too long because I don't want to get the
Yeah,
copyright.
Yeah, they're gonna shut our whole
Yeah.
thing down.
Just
Yeah,
boom, gone.
Yeah, it was good for me. It's good for me. Still use it a lot nighttime after a long one. Because like you said, man, you gotta get even keeled because the day affects us. And you just gotta that deep breath, bro. If people took it more,
Well, no doubt. Yeah.
but it's but the breathing, it works, but people we ain't doing that shit. People forget about
It should be breathing exercises, a little meditation. Why do you think I take ice baths every day, bro?
yeah,
It's
right,
an
but
excuse
bro,
to
you
meditate for 3 minutes. All right. It's
you
dual
rock.
purpose. It's dual purpose. I'm getting benefits because of the ice therapy and all that, and I freaking meditate for 3 minutes. I just
Yo,
close
Chris, you
my
see
eyes
this
and go.
guy see this guy in the tub talking like it's normal? Like not freaking 31 degree ice.
It was warm.
ice water.
Guess how many
Yeah, but
pounds of ice
still.
I had today? Guess how many
Just
pounds?
show up.
Guess
how
how
many
many
pounds?
pounds? Take a guess.
6 or 8.
No, you're way off.
Oh, right.
What,
Like,
12?
low, too low.
Still off.
Holy shit.
12?
Come on.
Still off.
You trying to do fucking not feel your freaking body for 3 months?
That's expensive.
Yeah, hold on. I'll give you the exact number right here. You want to take another guess on it again? Hold on.
I'm scared.
20 pounds of
know-
ice?
I know it's up. I said 12. Chris, what does he want us to say?
I had 64 pounds of ice in there.
What?
Which where'd you put it at in your house?
You take longer to put the ice in than you do.
Where do you
Actually-
where do you store the ice?
Actually, you're probably right about that, Chris. That's fine.
Definitely right about that.
All right, so I had like one of those 16 pounds of ice from like the store that you get when you have a party or whatever. Like I had that just in my deep freezer because I had the party recently. So I kind of just added that. I didn't need that, but I put it in there anyway for just a little bit more coldness. And then I have 48 pounds. I have 48 pounds blocks. I have like little like silicone blocks.
Where do you keep them shits
That
at, man?
I have a deep freezer and shit, and I have a fridge and a deep freezer in the basement.
You don't got to.
Why don't you just go hang out in your deep freezer?
Well, you know, people do that actually, right? That's a thing. Yeah, they just hook up the deep freezer outside, and you know, they use that. You know, but it's like kind of during the summertime, you're gonna zap like a bunch of energy trying to keep that cold. You know,
Yo, the
Probably
commitment
not
for
a
the
good
ice bath, man. The discipline and the commitment and the effort.
Yeah, no, that's not easy, man.
Jeez, man.
That's
I
not
guess so.
easy.
It's so like second nature to me now. It doesn't bother me. I really, it's
Yeah,
yeah.
But you become it's muscle memory now for you. You have to do it. That's great.
Yeah, it's not. I don't have to do it. You know, I did stop. I had that.
In your mind,
after-
you do, bro. 1,000
went-
days.
Well, I went 511 days, then
Whatever,
stopped for
500
7
days.
days, and then
Let's
you know,
have to do
yeah,
it,
yeah,
Chris.
yeah.
Yeah.
Chris, 511 days in a row. I have to go do that. You don't want to break the streak. Almost 2
Yeah.
years.
I mean that might
That's
you break,
impressive.
you break the streak, you're gonna be thinking about it all night, so you might as well just go in the bath.
Oh
And the
Jesus.
reason he broke it is because it was impossible.
Well,
almost.
yeah,
of the
yeah. The only reason is because I was running a 50-mile ultra marathon, but I guess that's a pretty decent excuse. I don't know.
it's
Still
not
not
an
an excuse. It's still no excuses. I shouldn't have done it. Shouldn't have let it happen. What I really should have done, I should have made sure that we had a freaking Airbnb that had a bathtub. That was my fault. So that's the reason why it didn't happen. So, all right, enough of all that nonsense. We're going on with the show. All right, talking about music, the impact it's had on our lives. All right, with no more ice baths and meditation. That's for another time. Thank you everybody, by the way, for tuning in tonight. We were thinking about doing a little call-ins. I'm still kind of thinking about it, but we're also trying to cram in some of these topics. So maybe towards the end of the show, if you're interested, you may want to call in, talk about something. I'll drop my number in the chat. You can text me with a topic that you want to drop in real quick. And maybe I'll give you the opportunity to hop on with us real quick. If you do want us to talk about anything you're interested in, just drop a comment in the chat. And again, thank you all our viewers coming from YouTube and Twitch. We appreciate you. All right, this song for me, hits home. Like this is, this I could just cry at the first chord of it. I'm not gonna cry, probably not.
All right.
But who knows? I don't know. Doesn't matter. But yeah, this song is about my father who passed away due to liver cancer. It's been a long time now. And he's passed. He was a freshman in high school when it happened. It's Neil Young, Old Man. It's just been one. I believe I played this at his funeral. Yeah, I definitely did. I'm like second guessing myself. I definitely played this at his funeral. And just makes me think about him, makes me, miss him every, not that I don't, but, I miss him every single day, every single moment. It takes me back to a simpler time, when I didn't have the worries of adulthood and everything that I've been going through now. My father never got to meet any of my kids, anything like that. And yeah, I don't know, might cry actually a little bit.
Hey man, we good.
He's like, good. Yeah, man, it's just a rough one for me, of course,
So,
yeah.
Maddie,
Yeah.
so like that song for your dad, man, are you like, do you always can you go to it all the time, or is it like,
I used to, especially years after, like immediately the first couple of years after he passed, I used to listen to it a lot. I also used to listen to classic rock a lot more back then. Now I've kind of strayed away from it. I listen to more modern artists, things like that. Not that I don't love the old stuff still. I just kind of just
Switch it
grew,
up.
yeah,
So,
kind of grew out of, that's all I listened to basically growing up. You know what I mean? And that certainly was one of those songs. But yeah, I think part of me has not listened to it as much, or even times it'll come on and I don't want to listen to it. I'll skip it.
right.
You know,
That's
like,
right. Yeah. There's songs I have like that too that get me
yeah,
there.
yeah. And I guess
Go
it
wireless this right
depends.
now.
It depends on how I'm feeling.
You feel-
Again,
yeah.
if I am kind of like down in the dumps, I'll like self-sabotage almost and, put on a sad song. But this one in itself, for real, like, that's on the table,
Chris, you already know. Chris, you already know.
Oh,
Lord.
that's possible.
When you put it
but-
on, you know what you're doing. I'm gonna put my song on. I
Oh,
wanna
yeah.
feel it.
Yeah.
I want to be my feelings. Yeah.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with a good cry, everybody. All right, you gotta feel it a little bit.
Music is so powerful, man. Just
No doubt.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's incredible. It's a great topic. That's why I asked you about it. This is Maddie's topic. Maddie came up with this tonight. I was like, where'd that come from? This is a great topic because
This is one of them. Yeah.
music gets you where you want to be. It'll help you get there.
So let me play this song. Let me play this song for everybody. We could talk about it a little bit more, and we get a song from Chris as well. What do you guys? Dub, are you familiar with that song? I know
No.
Chris. Are you?
No,
No.
Did you hear it, bro? Oh no. He's like, I don't know.
I did.
I don't know if you were monitoring the audio,
No,
Chris.
Yeah, no, but
I don't.
It doesn't sound familiar by the title.
But I'm gonna give it
Okay.
a listen.
All right, yeah, you definitely got to give it a listen. Definitely got to listen.
Check it out.
Chris, figure your stuff out over there, all right? You got to monitor the audio, sir. But definitely check it out. If you guys don't know that song, it's a great one. Neil Young, old time
year's the
classic
song?
rock. Oh man, Neil Young. What is that? Easily 70s, right? Maybe it might even be in the 60s. Let me check for you.
That matters.
Neil Young. Oh man, let's see. You got it.
Neil Young, Harvest.
1972. 1972. Yeah, look at that.
That was a great time for music. There's a lot of good
Oh
shit, a
yeah,
lot
of
good
course.
music.
70s
Forget
was
about it. I got a lot of man. Forget it, man.
yeah. 70s was wild. But yeah, just just that beginning line, and I'm a big lyrics guy. So old man, look at my life. Old man, I'm a lot like you were. Old man, look at my life. I'm a lot like you were. And then 24. There's so much more. Live alone in a paradise that makes me think of two. Love lost, such a cost. Give me things that don't get lost, like a coin that won't get tossed, rolling home to you. It's the chorus is is even more of an check it out, Dub. Check it out,
Well,
Chris. If you haven't, it always makes me think of my dad, and I honestly some of the things that come to mind when I think about him, and I listen to a song like that is really just what he would have thought of me, and whether or not he'd be proud of me, or I just often think about these things. I try not to, but it's just natural. It's just human
it's
instinct.
natural.
Being that I'll never have any idea. I'll never have any type of closure with that. I would love for him to meet my wife, but he never will. It's like pretty sure he would have loved her, but who knows? Like it's just it sucks, man. It really does. Yeah. It just sucks. How about that? If you ever lost a parent, man, you'd understand.
No, I haven't.
No. I know. I'm speaking for those that have, or
I
if you
I
have,
can't imagine. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm saying I can't imagine that shit.
It's tough, man. Yeah.
It's like we all have voids, man, and we would be human without them. Like things will, like you said, I will never know.
Yeah.
And that's incredible. Like wow, but this is life. This is why we're here today, doing a show because stuff like that. If we don't talk about it or speak on it, it does us no good. You know what I mean, Chris? Like,
Yeah. Oh,
it
absolutely.
does us no good, bro. For Maddie to say that, it's just good for him. Period. I know it is.
Yeah.
Just to be able to say it to people who are listening.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Mhm.
I can feel that shit. I can ain't all that shit, man.
Chris, what was the song that you wanted to talk about? You got I forgot the name of the artist again. Isn't it
Um,
Dirty Talks? Wasn't it that one or no?
talk a little bit happy.
A little bit happy. There you
A
go.
little bit happy. Wow, I never heard that one either.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's a good
yeah.
one, man.
By
It
Talk. Yeah,
sounds good.
this is another
I probably know
tearjerker
it. I
type
would probably know
song.
the song and might just not know the name and match it. Let me hear it.
But Chris, you want to talk a little bit about it before before we play it for everybody?
Yeah, basically, it's like he doesn't see what everybody else sees in him. So basically, if he could see that, maybe he would be a little happy. And everybody's telling him you're great in this way and in that way, and he's like, "What are you talking about?" Basically, like he doesn't see it.
Hmm.
You know. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like if he could see himself the way everybody else does, maybe he would be happy sometimes.
You know, it's funny, man. We all these songs that we mentioned because you're talking about yourself, and Maddie's talking about his shit because all the songs have to resonate with you individually, and like it's just they're reminders. Because the other song I chose is just a reminder, like my confidence and who I am and what I know I can do. You know, it's a bravado song. Another song.
Mhm.
And like you said, like you probably feel a little bit like that. Like you don't even people tell you how great you are all the time. You're like, the fuck out.
Mm,
Yeah,
You know
I
what
don't
I'm
believe it.
saying?
I
But
wasn't believing it. You know.
yeah.
the song can remind you though.
Right.
All right.
Beautiful.
On that note, let me play Chris's song. It's "Talk a Little Bit Happy." All right, Chris, monitor damn audio. It's a really good
Damn,
one.
bro.
And I'm happy you
They
picked it,
collect like
bro.
badges, bro. Scars on
Yeah.
the jaw. Ooh, that's a hell of a song. Whoa.
It goes deep. It goes deep. That one for
I can
sure. No
imagine. That was
doubt.
like
No
three
doubt.
bars.
Yeah, I know. I usually we didn't play as long
Oh, yeah.
for our songs, but that one I felt like I had to go a little bit longer. Just seemed appropriate there.
Whoa.
And you want to
Little
touch
bit
any more
happy.
on that, Chris? About how it impacted your life and all that. Or any? Does it take you back to a certain period of your life, or is it just kind of all encompassing?
Yeah, it takes me back to a lot of different periods in my life, man. Yeah.
How long you been listening to it for? How long has it been in
I
in your
just
rotation
discovered. I
for?
mean, it's a fairly new song, so I just discovered it
Okay.
like not long ago, but
Okay.
maybe
Okay.
several months ago. But
Okay.
yeah, it kind of just reminds me of a lot of periods in my life, man.
When did it come out, actually?
A lot of different particular, not just one particular thing, but a lot of
So we had
hits
1971
in it.
song. We had a 91, 92-ish. I don't remember what year's Tracy song. And then what year is this one, Maddie? This is new, Chris said.
That's
Tracy,
gotta
go
be
back to the 80s, though.
Yeah, 89, I think Tracy song is. Maybe
oh
then.
really?
This was
Yeah, the one I was-
posted. This song, the lyric video was posted 1 year ago, so it has to be debut album from Talk out now. So this is about a year old. It's not
See that?
only
Music.
6.1 million views. I didn't even realize that. That was a lot older.
So we're talking about music, 3 songs that were within 50 years spread out. That's crazy. Like
Yeah.
music is so it doesn't change, man, because it's what you want, what you want to listen to, what makes you feel, what brings out those emotions.
I like what he says too about like
Wow.
collecting them like a badge and all.
Yeah,
So he's
bro.
like holding on to the scars and all that
Yeah.
stuff. And sometimes you just gotta let a lot of stuff go, man.
The scars are there, but the past will kill you, bro. If you keep eating it.
Yeah, if you're
Keep
living
putting it on
in the
your phone,
past, you're stressed.
kill
In
you.
the future, you're anxious. What do they say? And in the present, you're at peace. In the past, you're stressed. Future, you're anxious. And if you're living in the moment, you're at peace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, indeed. As we all should be. We all should be trying to strive to live in the moment, because living in that past, even living in the future, is just it's like you said, it's stress-inducing, anxiety-inducing.
A lot of times,
Yeah, dump.
sorry, Matt.
You're good.
A lot of times the past, be our worst enemy because we could have reached a real great point in the past and you take a setback and you keep thinking about how you used to be, you'll never get there again, bro. You'll know, I used to be this, I used to be here, I used to be, you're done, man, you're toast. I'm going here. This is where I'm going. Not where I used to be. Shit, then you're gonna lose it, bro. I used to have $1 million and you spent 250 of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to keep going forward. We enjoy our rewards and we celebrate our accomplishments and then keep it moving. We cry at our sorrow. We got to keep going. You know,
That's key.
you know,
No
it's
doubt.
hard though a lot of times because you have people who know you your whole life, family members, friends. Some of them are not gonna like accept your growth or your evolution because they just see you how they see you when they at where you when you're 13 or you're 19 or whatever the heck you are. If you're the last time they say, but like Maddie said earlier, but everything that's just outside. You are who you are. We have to be ourselves. So
Another song that I chose for tonight, and again, thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. I know it's late. We've had quite a few of you here joining us tonight, whether it's from Twitch and YouTube, and I appreciate all the love. Just a quick shout out to our YouTube viewers. We're up at I think 4.2 thousand now, 4.2 thousand. Any of our Twitch community members, if you haven't done so, go check out the YouTube page, Epis Radio. All right, subscribe if you haven't done already. We will be giving away free merch when we hit 5,000 subscribers, okay? When I will be releasing instructions on how to do that when the time comes. But I will be giving away 5 exclusive black snapbacks Epis Sports Radio hats. I know, not the Mental Mondays. That's coming down the line, all right? Actually, I was thinking of a good shirt. Chris, I was thinking of the motto that you texted me earlier. What was it? Stop fucking up and keep showing up. I was thinking we should probably make that as a shirt. I like that one. For the Mental Mondays. But yes, go check out the Epis Radio page on YouTube, all right, and hit that subscribe button. When we hit 5,000, I will be giving away 5 hats to the first 5 people who like a YouTube post that I will be releasing. So just let you know when all that drops, all right? And look out for it, all right, because it's going to be coming soon. We'll probably be at 5,000, I don't know, by the end of the week. At the rate things are going right now. So again, we appreciate all the love. And back to the show here. This song for me, this artist has been in the news lately. All right. Not in a bad way. But he's been part of the Diddy trials. Okay. It's my boy Kid Cudi, Scott Muscudi. All right. He has a profound effect on my life. I listened to Kid Cudi growing up, and it was a time in my life after my father passed away. I going back to his earlier albums and Man on the Moon and all that, and just listening to his music. You could hear, what he was going through at the time, and it just, he was so good at resonating with his listeners on a different level. And a more personal level, and he was so unique in his approach to the music game, and he was criticized almost for it, but he was genuine throughout, and he was a guy that had struggled with substance abuse. I don't think he still does anymore. I think he's actually in a pretty good place. He's been
I think so.
dating this woman now, and seems to be doing pretty good. You've seen him recently at the Diddy trials. He's looking good. Just released a new single. It's kind of a happy single too, so it kind of tells me where he's at in his life. It's always been interesting with Cudi. You could always tell what's going on based on the type of music he's releasing. It really is. Like, I've heard him on drugs. I've heard him not. But one thing for me, he's just always, his music has always comforted me. And, when I was listening to it growing up, and, after my father died, I was drugging and boozing quite a lot. More so with the drugs, just experimenting, LSD, shrooms, things like that. There was times where I felt like I wasn't living in reality. As a young teenager, moseying about life, thing. I mean, I was just, constantly, day in, day out, just, living in this alternate reality, mentally, and, there was times where I wasn't sure, there was times where I took maybe, one too many pills, and I didn't know if, I was gonna, see another sunrise, you know what I mean? And you know, there was times where I had suicidal thoughts, and you know, listening to his music always seemed to help ground me, and you know, give me hope that there was a better future, there was a better day ahead. And this song in particular takes me back to a time in college where like it was a such a pivotal moment in my life where it was like it could go one way or and we've had a lot about that. We've talked in my life we talked about it on previous shows where a lot of split roads. I guess that's the case for everybody, right? But you know, you guys know when we mentioned Matty Flames, the whole nine. All right. You know, but then you know you skip ahead to the college days where you know I was, you know, up all night, not going to class, sniffing Adderall, sniffing this, doing that, you know, and just, you know, doing other types of drugs that just, you know, talk about living in alternate reality. I quit baseball, you know, stopped caring about life. And, you know, that was a kind of a scary time too, you know, because just the college environment, everybody doing what they're doing, you know, it's
And you
either,
play baseball.
I
Man,
did, but
blew it.
I left, you know, I quit actually. It's crazy
Pops
too
didn't
because
wanted that either.
no, he would not. Yeah. He would
Right.
not have had
See what
that
we're
in a
doing?
heartbeat.
You
Yeah,
know, I'm
yeah.
just saying, look at the stuff we do.
Absolutely. Yeah,
When we take the
absolutely.
losses, the sorrow, that shit is so
Yeah,
crazy. I understand. I get it.
yeah,
Happened
get
to
it.
me too with baseball. Yeah.
yeah,
Got into the wrong crowd, drugs, all that. So
yeah.
Mm.
I can't necessarily say I regret it because there were other external factors as to why I decided to stop playing baseball at that time. But there's no doubt that everything that I was doing off the field was not contributing to my successes in terms of that. It was definitely hindering my ability and ultimately would have been my downfall. But I stopped playing baseball because it turns out that, you know, I go up there to play baseball and they were discontinuing the program the following year. They had just announced that shortly after the season was getting underway. So it was kind of like a protest for me. It was like, yeah, fuck you. And then I just, you know, drugging and boozing, living a life. You know, you're right. It made it easy to just, you know, all right, done, you know. But again, this music, I remember listening to it, this song in particular, I remember listening to it a lot. You know, coming off, you know, a bunch of all-nighters, just fucking, you know, bonked out in my dorm room, just, you know, like, seeing new light break dawn, you know, and you know, just listening to this song. So just to give you that idea, give you that setting, that scene setting right there, and then you hear this. All right, you like it? Have you heard that one before?
No.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good one. Kid Cudi's got a lot of good ones, man. Okay, if you haven't, check him out. He's got a lot of good ones, man. But that was
I realized
one.
how deep he was, man.
Oh yeah, man. It goes real deep with him, you know, and that was, you know, one on the earlier albums, but yeah, it's that's why I loved him. And again, like his music just comforted me any which way, and you know, it just, I don't know, when things were tough, when I was at my worst, and those were some of my worst days. If it wasn't for, you know, getting my son's mother pregnant at the time, I don't know if I'm sitting here today again. And I mean that, man, because, you know, there was a lot of people I was hanging out with. I love them to death. Some of them no longer with us. That I was hanging out with in those dorms and doing the things. And it's just, you know, we were hitting it pretty hard, man. We were hitting it pretty hard. And, you know, I was taking a whole nother level. The only reason I had stopped is because I found out that, you know, she was pregnant, and I decided to, you know, drop out, come back home and get a job. And it was like, that was kind of the end of everything. You know, I just kind of like stopped doing everything. You know, you know,
the many blessings of new life.
yeah, no doubt. You know, and again, that can go one or
See,
two
circle
ways
the
for
circle of
people.
life, man.
Yeah. But I'm happy it went in that direction. I don't know. It's like things like this, you know, kind of like, you know, pushed me towards it, or kind of gave me hope and you know,
It's funny though, you know,
seeing a new light, you know. Or at least I
right
feel
there,
that way. I don't know, you know, like I don't know if it
started-
is. I'm sorry,
You
what was
started
it?
getting spiraling out of control a little bit after the loss of your dad, your beloved father, and then you kind of snap out of it with the birth of your son. That get taken away.
Took a long time too. You know, if you're looking on that timeline, I mean, 7-8 years, right?
Yeah, that's
You
a
know,
long time
yeah,
to be.
yeah, yeah.
You know, you could do a lot of. You could really self-destruct.
Mhm.
Shorter than that,
Yeah.
in a year you're done. You could read it.
And there was a lot of
Journey.
self-destructing in things that I was doing during those years, no doubt. It was just
Yeah, fuck.
yeah. I mean, you know, I mean, I'll never forget it. The first time, probably shouldn't say this. Let me not go there.
You're making bad decisions.
Making bad decisions on stream right now.
Making bad decisions.
All right,
That
I don't
was a
want to.
really, really bad
It is.
decision.
It is 10:58. There'll be time for all that other stuff down the line. I don't want to skip out on you guys. Do you guys want to do one more song, or are we wrapping it up for the night?
I still got my feet up over here. I'm here.
No, I know, but I am capping it a little bit at an hour tonight. We are actually at the hour mark officially, but I know we waited like 5-6 minutes before we actually started going.
Want to do 10 more?
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying if you want to do a song, Chris, you got another one or no?
Let's do If I Would Have Known by Kyle Hume, Hume.
Oh, okay. Hold on. If I would have known, Kyle Hume. All right, I don't know this one. That's interesting.
I think you do.
Do I? I don't know. Kyle Hume. 3 years ago, 14 million views. Let's see. Do we have lyrics? We have lyrics on this one. Okay. You want to give a little backdrop on this one? What's the meaning for you?
Well, I mean, specifically, mostly reminds me of my cousin.
Okay.
Who, passed away in front of me 14 years ago. It feels like 14 days. At 25, rare liver cancer, and I still dream to this day about like that he's still alive, and I'm going to hang out with him, or oh wow, why haven't I hung out with him in months? That's not like us. Like, let me go see him.
Yeah.
So I think there's also like guilt in a way where I feel like I should have hung out with him a lot more, even though we were always together. It was crazy, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, you know, like I feel like I would have made the moments last a little longer, like he says in the song, you know.
Okay.
It kind of reminds me of that.
That's tough, man. I feel you on that one. I really do. You know, I've had a little bit of that, you know, with my father. I had a little bit of that with my godfather too, especially towards the end when he was still alive. I just felt like a bit of a guilt that, you know, oh man, you know, maybe I should have spent more time with him, things like that. You know, it's tough. You know, that's that self-sabotaging thought that we have. You know, and it may not be true. It may also be true. There could be some truth to it where, you know, all right, maybe, you know, you hold yourself accountable and say, you know, maybe I could have spent more time, you know, but, you know, it's tough. That's tough. And then that's one of those grieving, points where it's, you know, it's part of the process, you know, moving
There's
forward.
nothing more important than time, bro. Money, nothing. Time is it. That's all we got. And then it's not, and we don't have it.
Yeah. That's tough.
You know what I'm saying? Man, yo, shit.
Let me play the song. Kyle Hume, If I Would Have Known. Yes, I don't know that one. That's a good one. See, this is great. Now I'm discovering new music. That's beautiful.
I like that too, especially if I like something.
Yeah, definitely a tearjerker one. All right, that's, you know, that's one you gotta be careful with. All right, that's all.
So I got one more when you guys are ready for me.
Yes. Let's get on. Chris, did you want to say anything more about that song? I do love it. Definitely a nice one and a sad one at that. But yeah, man, you know, again, it speaks to what we were just talking about. You know, as part of that grieving process, you know, that self-sabotaging thought. You know, it's tough, man. It's a tough thing right there. Did you want to say anything more on that, Chris?
No, that's really
Dub?
Oh my gosh, man. Wow. So we got a lot of songs that remind us of better times or better good people that aren't here. So I'm not gonna do. I have those too, but I'm gonna just talk about a song that I like, and I sent you two of them, Maddie. I'm gonna take one of them. I sent you three
just
of them.
tell me. I know which one you want.
It's the 8 Mile by Eminem. 8 Mile.
I love that.
I love that song. I mean, a lot of times I first discovered it.
Is it the 8 Mile Road? Is it 8 Mile song?
Yeah,
Which
8
one?
Mile.
Okay, 8 Mile.
You want to
right?
be like,
yeah.
it'd be like the beat be like, it's from not that Lose Yourself that came out with the movie. The other one, he had 2 songs from the soundtrack, but the song, man, is just like when he crossed the train tracks, he's never gonna look back.
Right.
And but the song had so much motivation because he's talking about all this shit that didn't go right, right, Chris, and all this stuff, you know, that's looking bad and bleak. But he was going this way in the song, and it sounds like in the song it's a train coming
Yeah.
when it starts. You know, and he's going. Even though we were talking about the past, and but even all the shit he's talking about, he talks about the scars, but he's going that way, and it's so energetic. It's like, and that song to me embodies showing up. All right, it's like fuck it, you know. And he says it on the song a million times, like fuck it, I'm never gonna look back. The lyrics, shit.
Let me. I don't think I have. Let me make sure I don't have the lyric one. I just want to make sure this is the right one, Dub. You let me know. I'm pretty sure it's it. But
it's called 8 Mile Road.
Yeah, all right. You see, this one just says 8 miles. So let me know. I think it is. It's like 6 minutes long. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a long song.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna play the whole thing, obviously.
No way.
Ready?
Yeah. Right, bro. I get hyped. Yeah, fuck that. And that's how he sounds when he's going through it.
Oh man, no, that's a great song, and it's a good way to end that whole segment tonight. That was really cool, and that's a good one because I haven't, I kind of forgot about that song. I love the movie, it's just I kind of forgot about that song in particular, and it's I definitely got to add that to the rotation.
I never because even if they came out, the other one, "To Lose Yourself," was the big one,
right? Of course,
and they forgot about that one. I was like, that shit is harder. I was like,
yeah, this is phenomenal. If you don't know, you don't know Eminem, go check him out. I can't believe I even have to say that. Right. Is that what 2002? You said?
Maybe it got to be 02.
Yeah, okay.
The 8 Mile song, yeah, I would say 02.
Damn, that was that long ago?
It was that long ago, yeah. We're that old, people. All right, all right, folks. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. All right, we are going to recap this week's mental health video of the week. Again, if you haven't done so, go check out the Epis Radio page on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. All right, I know some of you coming from YouTube, so thank you for joining us tonight. If you're watching this in post, we love you. Thank you for showing up. As always, keep showing up. Dawn, jeez. Dawn, what are you saying, jeez? What does that mean, Dawn? All right. She's like, jeez. I don't know.
Maybe that's a good thing.
I don't know. Is it a good G's? Is it a good G's? Dawn coming from YouTube. Thanks for being there, by the way, Dawn, earlier in the show when I was screwing up and muting my co-host over here, so I appreciate you. And Gino as well. I don't know if Gino's still with us anymore, but I appreciate you as well. Pro streamer stuff. All right, everybody, going to recap this week's mental health video of the week. Oh, Dawn's talking about the Eminem song. You live and die with each passing day. What person are you going to choose to be today? Whether it be happy or sad, productive or unproductive, whatever it is. Make sure you show up for it. Stay true to yourself. And that's all that matters. That's all that matters, baby. Just keep showing up. Keep showing up. One more time for you folks. In my love. In my love. In my... You live and die with each passing day. What person are you going to choose to be today? Whether it be happy or sad, productive or unproductive, whatever it is. Make sure you show up for it. Stay true to yourself. And that's all that matters. Just keep showing up. That's it, baby. Keep showing up. That's the motto of the show. That's the motto of Epis Radio. And that's the motto you should live your life by. Keep showing up. Not for somebody, not for your kids, not for your friends, whatever. You want to show up for them, but you need to show up for yourself first before everything. And prioritize yourself. Prioritize your mental health. If you're having any issues, you're having a crisis, anything like that, please call 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. All right, if you're having any thoughts of hurting yourself, or you need to maybe reach out for a friend, something like that. Again, everybody, thank you for tuning in. As always, it's been a great episode. I had a lot of fun with my co-host tonight. The 3-person panel is awesome. Can't thank you all enough for all the love and support we've had over the last couple of months. Let's keep the ball rolling, all right, on our quest for 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. Look out for that merch drop and your chance to win an exclusive Epis Sports Radio hat. Guys, any closing statements for the people, for the listeners out there?
We're at 4,200 subscribers, and it's an incredible number for us. We started the channel. Me and Maddie's doing this for a while, but we rebooted everything. We got Chris on board now. We started everything earlier this year, so to get that high this fast, that means the work we're putting in is being noticed, and we're gonna do more to reciprocate the love that we're getting from you guys. Appreciate you guys. It's keeping us motivated. You're giving us a lot of steam, a lot of validation, a lot of confidence, good mental energy. So thank you, everybody. Appreciate you guys.
Indeed. And again, sorry for my, mishaps on the boards tonight. All right. But listen, this is a part of it all. That's a learning experience, everybody. All right. Dawn, thank you for showing up. As always, Mooncake, see you guys there in chat. Everybody, YouTube, Twitch, we love you. Show up next week, Mental Health, episode 9. All right. Hopefully, we're due to have a guest speaker come on, talk about drug and addiction clinic. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be good. All right. And as always, catch me and Dubby on the sports show weekly. The Nick funeral is coming out soon. So stay tuned for that. Everybody, have a beautiful night. If you're just coming in late, you want to catch the rest of the show, you can catch it on YouTube and Twitch. All right. On the replay. As always, folks, keep showing up.
Wake up! Is every number where it was? Has this dream stopped?
Hope you find some kind of peace of mind.
Yeah, Chris.
Hope you find some kind of peace of mind.
Thanks again for everybody tuning in tonight. We love you. We appreciate you. Tune in next week for more Mental Mondays with Epis. And as always, keep showing up.